Hello, everybody. Welcome to Living in the Zone podcast. This show is about helping you solve your challenges in your life, your business, or your sport. And all of our solutions are based on a half a century of concrete, simple, cognitive behavioral tools, techniques that's going to help you be a life of simplicity, balance, and abundance. And if you're a fan of this, follow our podcast, subscribe, click the link below to see all of the links that we have to help you be the best that you can be. Let's get the show started.
Welcome to the Living in the Zone podcast with your host, Jim Fannin. This is your front row seat into the minds of champions. As a master mental performance coach, Jim will pull back the curtain on the hidden strategies that drive peak performance in sports, in business, and in life. If you're an athlete, coach, entrepreneur, just someone who's ready to level up mentally and step into your greatness, you're in the right place. Welcome to Living in the Zone.
Today, I want to talk about something that's hit all of us in the face. It's been one of the number one setbacks for every student athlete, every amateur athlete, every pro athlete, and I'm talking business as well, and families. And that's, how do you handle when your expectations don't meet reality? We're seeing a lot of people recoil, get upset, get ticked off, get emotional in real time, right in front of everybody. And I'm talking professional athletes, not just amateur. I'm talking everybody, not just Fortune 500 CEOs. I'm talking about families, small business owners, parents, coaches. Expectations, you know you want it, you covet it, you think about it, you dream about it, you invest time in it, you sacrifice for it, and then it doesn't happen. Decades ago, I realized I'm going to play my childhood tennis idol, the former number one in the world, the great Pancho Gonzalez. He's coming to Columbus, Ohio. My first racket was a Pancho Gonzalez autograph. I'm fired up, and I'm playing well. I'm the best in Ohio, and I'm going to crush my childhood idol. And my serve, don't let me talk about that too much because I'll go nuts. I had a radio serve. You could only hear it. You couldn't see it. So the match begins. It's an exhibition from the local department store, Lazarus, downtown Columbus. 2,000 people. A lot of people, my friends, people I taught, they're all there to see me go up against Pancho Gonzalez. The match begins. I serve first, ace. You don't even see it. Second serve, ace. Third point, ace. I had 4 aces in the first game. What's the big deal? He got the radio serve first hand. 1-0. I break him. 2-0. I'm pummeling the best player in the world. 3-0. 3-1. 4-1. And now I'm at a changeover, 90 seconds. It's an exhibition. Pancho doesn't sit down. He doesn't sit down at all. He goes up to the umpire and grabs the microphone, and then he turns to the crowd, turns to me, and he goes, "You're unbelievable. Where are you from?" And like a fool, I said, "Kentucky," and everybody started laughing. Why? Because I'm from Kentucky. And then he said, "I've never lost to a boy from Kentucky, and I'm one of the best in the world." And everybody started laughing. Immediately, I'm going with my hand over my throat, exit self-discipline, goodbye concentration. I was dialing in zone-like. Now I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm playing the best player in the world. I'm playing Pancho Gonzalez. He's never lost to a boy, which really ticked me up when he called me a boy from Kentucky. But we go back on the court, 4-2, 4-3, 4-all. Everything became a blur. I'm in the locker room. It's over. I'm looking up, and Pancho Gonzalez is looking in the mirror, preening in a Las Vegas-like shark skin suit, looking at how beautiful he looks. He's got this long black little gray man. And I'm sitting there all frumped over. I'm sweaty. My head's down. And he came over and he said, son, as he pats me on the shoulder like a child, you just need more confidence. And I never saw him again. That was it. What happened? I had amazing expectations, and then all of a sudden, a score breaker, zone breaker, and the next thing I know, I lost. Has that happened to you? Has that happened to your son? Has it happened to your daughter? Has it happened to you in business? Has it happened to you when your expectations are so high and you made a mental investment in manifesting it so it's going to be real, and it doesn't happen? Do you get back up and try harder, get back up and go for it? Or do you sulk? Do you blame other people? I could have blamed the umpire. I could have been a victim of whatever. No, I had to take those lumps. I had to own I choked. Let's face it. I literally choked my brains out. And I'm telling you, own your choke, own your poor performance, and then do something about it. And that's what the people that we always showcase on our show, that's what they do. They get up from defeat one more time. And let's go right into our segment, and I love this segment. Who's in the zone? Are you in the zone? And, of course, who's not? I'd like to welcome my cohorts here. We got Zone Coach Ryan Lidge, and we got Zone Coach Caleb Clayton. Caleb, you got a lot of sun this weekend.
That's awesome. Awesome day,
Jim. You're going to have to get a little bit more.
Yeah, I get red. I don't get sunny.
You get red. But, guys, who is in the zone? I'd like to start off because this is a client. This is someone that I really care about. Boston Red Sox, Trevor Story, Player of the Week in the American League.
Boy,
he
Trevor.
definitely deserves it. Since I've been working with Trevor, he's hitting 300. His slash line is through the roof. Defensively, he's playing Gold Glove. He's playing MVP ball. And, of course, he's an integral part of the Red Sox winning. Trevor,
Absolutely.
You're in the zone, and that is a special place to be. And the only thing I would say to Trevor, next.
When did you
Let's keep
start
it going.
working with Trevor, Jim?
I started coaching him when they were on the road in Milwaukee. So it was like May 30th, maybe, May 31st. An amazing person, but the one thing about all my clients is I tell them you're more than a tennis player, you're more than a golfer, you're more than a business person, you're more than a father. You're more than that. And a true champion is someone that's their best, or they have a blueprint to be their best in every aspect of their life. So when we showcase a client, we know they're zoniacs in everything. And of course, we can showcase some other people. We don't know that they're zoniacs, but they probably had a zone performance.
Yes,
who'd you see in the zone this weekend?
For me, in the zone this weekend on the baseball field, but it's really been all year. And I do think he still kind of flies under the radar because I don't think people give him enough credit, but that's Kyle Schwarber with the Phillies. He just hit his 38th homer last night on Sunday Night Baseball.
He's a big bopper.
We film on Mondays. And he's on pace for another 40-homer season.
Yes.
The last 4 seasons in Philly have been unbelievable. I believe he's on pace for 500 home runs in his career, which, when he started in Chicago, he helped win the World Series, and he had one solid year with I think about 30 homers or so, hitting like 250. But he got kind of kicked out of Chicago. He was like, okay, we thought this guy was the next big deal, and he kind of laid a couple goose eggs there. Went to Washington with the Nationals and just had a resurgence. He had a power resurgence. And we actually went to the Red Sox, did fine, and then signed with the Phillies and pretty much cemented himself as, I might have a statue built of me if we win a World Series. Him, Harper, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos, all those guys, Zach Wheeler, like that Phillies team.
Pretty all-stars.
I've coached against Kyle Schwarber a lot with pitchers. I'm not going to tell you the pitchers. He's taken a few of my guys long yard. He's so dangerous.
The thing that I love most about Kyle and why I believe he's a zone performer consistently, and that's why he's reliable, he hits a home run, and me and my brothers joke about this. It's like he's almost like, again, I've got to jog all around the bases. He has this sense of expectancy that becomes a knowing that, I will take you deep. It's going to happen. Maybe it's not this pitch, but eventually it's going to happen. And when he hits the homer, he's so calm, he's so present, it's so purposeful, and when he's jogging the base, he's like, I'm the man.
I know
so
it.
he's
Exactly.
got extreme optimism, but it's because he's so focused on, I know this is going to get the job done. If I'm on time, if
And
I'm
it's
doing all these things.
And let's face it, that one of the toughest places to play is Philly. I coached a lot of athletes there. I coached Jim Thome when he was there. Raul Ibanez when he was there. It's tough. I've had a player that played against the Phillies in Philly, got hit in the back of the head with a battery.
In the World Series, too.
It's a tough place to play. If they love you, they were throwing everything at A-Rod. That was insane. But if they love you, they love you. But if they hate you, even for a day, they're going to let you hear it.
You're gonna know
So
about it.
Schwarber, again, the next time you watch Kyle Schwarber, just watch how calm he is. Even when expectations don't meet reality, he's still the coolest cat on the field.
Who's in the zone for you?
For me, I'm going with Jared Allen. I don't know if anybody got to see his Hall of
I
Fame
love this.
speech last week, but Jared Allen had a very, very moving speech. I think there was not a dry eye in the crowd after he got done up there, but we talk about an individual who lives their entire life in his zone state, not just plays football in the zone, because he's made multiple points throughout that Hall of Fame induction speech. I mean, Jared Allen was a
dog.
feared individual on the football field. He was aggressive. He played old school football. I mean, he was out there to hurt the opposing quarterback. He wanted to hurt that quarterback every chance he got. But you could see up there, he takes that away from him and says, the greatest accomplishment in my life are my 2 daughters and marrying the wife and the woman that I have. And he said that's his legacy.
Come on now, we gotta give
He
it a
doesn't
little
care
bit.
about anything on the football field.
And you know
that
what?
is his legacy.
That's don't you love that?
And that's so awesome to see somebody at that high of their craft. And too, a defensive end, I mean, those guys they're junkyard
built
dogs.
different.
They're completely different than a quarterback or running back. Those guys have a different switch that they flip on. But to see him embody out in the field, but then off the field, he's such a charismatic, a leader to his family, a husband, a father, and it's just awesome to see that that's what he prioritizes. That's what's significant in his life. That's his legacy.
Life in the zone.
Yes.
That's what that was.
Who's not in the zone this week?
I got who maybe hasn't been in the zone since the 90s, and that's Mr. Jerry Jones.
Jerry's World.
Jerry World. He's not in the
What's
zone.
going on?
He's calling out players upon players upon players year after year, and now this whole thing with Micah Parsons going on. And Micah Parsons wants to be a part of the Cowboys.
He does.
And to just call
Seems
the
like
guy
it.
out, and he did the same thing with Dak, kind of just almost like a sub-tweet about
Well, it makes
injuries.
it makes no
and-
sense because he's putting down big time money for Dak, highest paid quarterback. Put down big money for him. Big money for C.D. Lamb.
Yeah.
Bring in another receiver to complement Lamb. I mean, he's built the offense. Let's go. Let's go to the playoffs. Let's get the big one. Let's get the big ring. Let's get the
At
chip.
least win a playoff game. Right?
And now you got arguably the best defensive player. I mean, there's an argument there, but he's definitely in the top
He's top-
3.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
how do you get rid of a guy like that?
Who deserves the money? I believe Micah Parsons deserves that money.
1000%.
And can the Cowboys afford him? Yes, I think
Yes,
Jerry
they
can
can.
afford him. But this
Wouldn't the Ravens love to have that guy?
I think
Wouldn't
every
the
team in
Bears
the
love to
NFL,
have that guy?
every team in the
Steelers,
NFL.
Steelers? Oh my God, that would be scary.
So the reason why Jerry's not in the zone is because I think he feels like the spotlight got taken off the Cowboys this offseason. And
Well, that was his fault.
and he doesn't like it, and so it's coming out in the negative sense where his expectations are, I got to get to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl, and they haven't met reality.
He did this with Dak.
Yeah,
Come on.
but now it keeps coming out,
Exactly.
and old man Jerry keeps coming out. He's not in the zone. Definitely not living in the zone right now.
Well, I'm just going to piggyback off what Ryan said there, and it seems like, and this is, I'm just kind of going to encapsulate all this with the front office, the players themselves. I think individuals are not in the zone when they go and put their grievances, their concerns, all of that on social media for the entire world to see. I think some of this stuff needs to be handled behind closed doors. I don't think individuals need to know every single thing, but we see players, we see GMs wanting to just bring everything to the public light and make it public. And I think some things need to be
stay
discussed
in-house,
needs to stay in house. That's part of the culture and standard.
I agree with that, but I also know that they're using social media to cover themselves.
Absolutely.
In case the guy does leave, well, I did this and I did that. So when I see somebody putting out on social media, I think there's tactics and strategy. I don't think they're just doing it randomly.
No, I agree there.
But I'm not a fan of negotiating in public, and I think it's bad business. It'd be like negotiating for us in public. Why would we do that?
It did start with Jerry,
But it does,
I believe,
yeah.
by throwing his players
Agree.
under the bus, which if you don't think that affects the locker room and
It
how,
does.
how much they actually
Absolutely
care about
does.
playing for the Cowboys,
For that
then I
star,
think
yeah.
you're kidding yourself. So
Well, if I'm on a minimum contract and I see how they treat the superstar, what are they going to do to me?
Exactly,
They're going to
yeah.
treat me like a rug.
So-
They're going to step all over me.
the $1 million question, Jim, if you were coaching Jerry Jones right now, what would you do?
I would get a vision of my team without the media, and I would address a locker room and say, we're going to the Super Bowl. And I'm announcing to the team, I'm paying Micah Parsons to lead our defense. I'm paying Dak to lead our offense, and let's go. But I wouldn't talk about it in the public. I would go to my team first and let them know this is where we're going, this is what we're doing, and all the coaches need to be going right on.
Bought in.
We agree. But the one thing it has done, we're talking about the Cowboys, and
We
should
are
we
talking
be?
about the
We
Cowboys.
should not be talking about the Cowboys.
We're talking about Caleb Williams slinging in
We
here in
should be talking
Chicagoland.
about
Come on.
anybody but
Hitting that target. You see that? Yeah, that we could go not in the zone there, throwing to that
Just wait.
little net.
Preseason
Come
starts.
on
Just
now.
wait. Preseason's this week.
But
5
anyway,
yards.
I think it's going to be an interesting season. But Jerry, go behind closed doors, make it
I'm gonna wear my
happen.
Caleb Williams jersey next week.
And now
You need
I'm
to.
going to.
let's go to the Zone Cafe. I want you to manage your thoughts because that's going to manage your emotions. And once you control your emotions, you're going to be more decisive. But you need to find out, what do I need to bolster? What is my weakest link in my mind? Is it my self-discipline? Do I need more of that? Do I need a better plan? Do I need a daily plan? Do I need a performance plan? Am I prepared? Am I prepared to adjust? You got to answer that question. Do you need self-discipline? At the Zone Cafe, we're cooking up some concentration. That's a tough one in today's society. Why? Social media is pulling me every direction. Do I have tunnel vision? Am I focused on the task at hand? And can I hold that positive focus over one performance, 2, 3 days, 4 days? Can I stretch it a week, a month? If you're having a challenge that you can't stretch it and you're losing focus, then you need concentration. Own up what you need. But maybe you have that discipline and that focus. But you got a seed of doubt that you're walking around with. It's hobbling you. It's undermining you. It might be sabotaging you. How's your optimism? That's a big umbrella right in the middle of everything. It's literally at the middle of the word SCORE. It's the heart and soul of the system itself. Optimism is the glue that holds everything that you do together. Optimism will ensure that the blueprint will be manifest. How is your belief? How's your expectation? And are you getting a lot of validity to have a sense of knowing? But if you need more confidence right now, and maybe you don't trust your stuff, maybe you don't trust it, well, then admit it. I need optimism, and right there is going to lead you down a path of going to the next level. I've seen one of the markers that we cook all the time. That's just relaxation. You get a guy like a Trevor Story who mentally is locked in, disciplined, focused, confident. But what makes someone at that level so good? From the jaw down, everybody's relaxed. The best in the world, they don't look like they're trying because they're not. They're in a flow of ease with purpose. How's your worry level? How's your anxiety level? If you are having challenge, worrying, being anxious, maybe fearful, and maybe choking when the money's on the table because you can't control your breathing. In fact, it's heart's coming out of your chest and your breath way over 20 breaths a minute. If you're having that challenge, Admit it and take it. Relaxation's what I'm going to work on. But last and definitely not least, it's the end of the word. It's the end of the SCORE system. You got to enjoy the journey. You got to enjoy the challenge of being a great player. You got to meet the challenge of climbing to the apex of where you want to go. And the higher you want to go, the more challenges you're going to have. And you got to love it. You've got to love to meet these challenges. So now at the Zone Cafe, what are you going to pick? You need self-discipline? You need concentration? Do you need optimism? Do you need to chill and get some relaxation? Or do you need to get some pep in your step and love what you do and do what you love? You can go to the Zone Cafe anytime you want, but right now you know what you need. And if you really want to take a deep, deep dive, check out below. Take the SCORE Challenge. We've got over 24 assessments that's going to identify exactly what you need. And more importantly, I'm going to give you a solution and a blueprint on exactly what to do. Take the challenge below. Again, don't forget to subscribe.
Zoniacs, you just heard Jim Fannin here on Living in the Zone. We talked about who is in the zone. If you like this podcast, if you like mindset hacks, if you like this mental side that you've never really heard before, the system that we teach, the SCORE system, make sure you subscribe to the show. Click the alert button so you always are alerted on when we have a new show, which is once a week. And go to the podcast because Caleb, is about to dive into the final word.
That final word. So if ZoneX, if you want a concrete tool today that you can take with you in real time to adapt, to adjust when your expectations don't meet reality, go check us out on the podcast, wherever you watch, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. Find that tool there today.